What's up, everybody? Today we are going to be working on brake upgrades for the Tacoma. Test them in the dunes. For the front brake upgrade, doing a Powestop Tundra brake kit on the truck. As you can see, the difference in the rotors is pretty big. And the other difference to note is the thickness of the rotors. Pretty substantial. I actually put them on a scale, and there's an 8-pound difference in weight between the two rotors. When you look at the caliper, this is not the caliper on my truck, it's just a junk one. It's that core I had laying around, but it gives you the idea. Difference in the size of the pistons and the caliper. When you order the Powestop kit, you get caliper, rotor, pads, and hardware. Okay, the first step in the process for me was kind of seeing what I'm working with, because I've obviously had a lot of stuff on the truck over the years, and I wasn't really sure. I know I've seen where people talk about if you have the wheelers lines that you wouldn't need to, you'd be able to use your banjo bolt, no problem. Well, I had the wheelers lines at one time. Obviously I have different lines now because I have longer ones, but I did have the wheelers lines. I don't know what banjo bolt I have, but clearly that's not going to work. All right, well, here we have what we're going to probably go with for now. I just did, I guess, a stage drill. I did the first one I showed a minute ago. I wasn't happy with the way it fit, so did a stage drill. This time I actually started at 11/32 and worked my way down. And then I actually took a burr, ran a burr in it just to make it nice and clean. And then as we're talking about the banjo bolt that's been modified, I guess trying to lay out an overall length. I don't know that you can see it well where we ended up, but ideally it'd be, closer to 5/8 probably than where I'm at right now, but that all depends on how much of you drill out the inside also. Another thing that's probably notable that needs to be accounted for when you're trying to size the bolt is the washer thickness. Hopefully I'm capturing this, but obviously you can tell there's a pretty big difference. I used all these thin ones when sizing the bolt, but figuring that using the thicker ones as the actual crush when I put them in there will give me a little extra leeway. Bolted in, it appears to be pretty good. Okay, we're done with the front brakes and moving on to the rear. The fronts are bled, drove on them. Everything seems to be good, so it's time to go after the rears. The truck currently has just a GM D52 brake setup. It came with the hubs, so basically we've been running it. It's time, need some pads. So I'd always intended to do something else in the back, so just chose to do a Wilwood D52. It's just a bolt-on kit for that setup. It's just improved. It's going to be a dual versus a single piston. I think the surface area is roughly the same. All right, all done. Wilwood calipers are on. Just need to wait for some sucker to come over to help me bleed them. They definitely stopped pretty good.
Yeah, that's way better than before.
Yeah, that was pretty good. Well, considering we dug a hole with the brakes, got stuck. But yeah, it definitely, you know, I never had anything like that before brake lines. It was,
No, we would have kept going.
we would have been going for a while.
So the new brakes are freaking awesome, aren't they?
Well, they're definitely an improvement. I mean, in the end, the brakes were pretty bad on the truck, but before this, I won't say they were bad. They're definitely a huge improvement. I guess the same thing, talk about the pedal pressure and everything. I guess I don't know that I really stated that this truck was never an ABS truck. It's a 2001. It did not have ABS. So we may need to this will not work out, but I'm not used to having much brakes in the manual. The truck was a manual. I never really needed the brakes. I usually downshift and just tap the brakes and do stuff. So not so bad if I use the brakes a lot, but they didn't last very long. So we have some learning, but all in all, it definitely seems to be a big improvement. The front's definitely good. The rear seems nice. You know, I did have some issues with my rear caliper, and we fixed at the same time, so it's not necessarily saying that we went apples to apples with good brakes and new brakes twice. She definitely stops. There is a plan to do a little more upgrade and do a GM hydro boost in the truck. Make some room for and we'll see what that'll definitely improve. I had a big pedal. I didn't feel safe with that. It definitely sounds way better than I ever had. It just I'm used to this bigger thing. So
How much bigger did the brakes get? Are the calipers just the same size, or?
yeah, I guess that already was kind of laid out, Andy. So in the video, I mean, I guess you'll see there's pictures in the video showing that. So it'll show you the difference, but everything technically is really big. You know, the signals is big, and technically close to the same surface area. As we're talking about the few quick seconds, but it's technically the same surface area. So as far as that goes, it really doesn't change. It's better, more efficient caliper in the back because of the way the surface area is actually getting full use of it. And then, you know, the front's obviously got considerably bigger, but I guess I can't quantify that. So something that we'll see if we can.
Okay.
But all in all, definitely worthwhile improvement. I drive the truck, you know, just so I had it on the master cylinder, not feel anything about it at all. So it wouldn't bother me one bit. I just slip off. Alright, go. Maybe we can just drive it. Get an idea what it's like to ride in this thing.